So, hang on one second. Check. Yeah, okay. For some reason, keep having issues with OBS cutting off part of the game. So I'm just checking here to make sure it still looks good. Alright. And also setting everything up so I can actually see my Twitch chat, which is a lot more trouble than it's worth, believe me. Not the Twitch chat, the setting everything up to look correctly. Alright. Okay. So let's see. Load in. I was in camp here. All right. I like that armor. I like that armor a fucking lot. Okay. So instead of talking to companions, we're going to actually leave and come back here. Got a party adventure forth.
Or do not.
Grinning Crow, thank you for the host. We're going to take Liliana, Alistair, and Morgan. Okay, so we've got, that's Gorn outskirts, Brazilian outskirts, Soldier's Peak, don't want to go there yet. Don't want to go to Higher yet. Okay, those two are DLC. That and that are... those are mods. That's DLC. That's... Let's go ahead and do this one. Let's do this one now so we can get the characters that are here. Yeah, auto host is kind of weird. Oop. And fight, fight. Fight time! Eat, freeze! Kill this goddamn emissary here. There we go.
I think we work well together. What a shame.
There we go. Okay, so this part is all modded stuff, so we're not going to get any actual voice tracks in here. Thank you for your assistance. I'm in your debt. Okay. Wait, you're a Grey Warden, aren't you? Yes, I'm Theron, and this is Alistair. And you are? My name is Adela. I'm a member of the Orlesian Grey Wardens. Orlesian Grey Wardens? It's about time that you showed up. Don't blame us for that. You Fereldans turned us all away at the border, and now one is missing. I'm here to find him and gather what intelligence I can about the Horde. Do you need help finding him? I think we have more pressing issues to deal with than a missing Grey Warden. A blight is upon us. As a Grey Warden, I have a duty to stop it. I will be joining you. Saying that you can't come isn't an option, right? We must not tarry any longer. There's another darkspawn lingering nearby. It ran off when the fighting began. It ran off. Are you sure it was a darkspawn and not a kitten? Grunts disapprovingly. I'm sure. You dispatch it while I gather my belongings. Hope it doesn't scratch out my eyes when I find it. I'll be along shortly, should you need help fending it off. Okay, let's see here. Take all. Got gear to pick up.
Of course.
Spoils of war. So how are you doing today, Grinning Crow?
All right. And so I shall.
Take everything there.
And so I shall. As you desire.
Take all. Take all. Nice.
All right.
Yeah, I'm looking at getting a new mic. It's going to be about $150 though. Let's see, I can go talk to her again. You're of the Ferelden Grey Wardens, are you not? I've heard rumors you were all wiped out at Ostagar along with the king. Alistair and I are all that remain of the Ferelden Wardens. What of Duncan? It was a massacre. There's no way he could have survived. I'm sorry. Last we heard, he had left Ostagar to find new recruits. I hoped he was still alive. Did he at least find any promising recruits? 3, but 2 of them died during the joining. Where's the 3rd? You're looking at him. Tell me, recruit, what happened at Ostagar? How did we lose so many? Let's see. Terran Logan betrayed us all. What about the Archdemon? Was it present? No, but Duncan thought it just hadn't shown itself yet. I'm sure he sensed what we have all been sensing. This is a blight. There is no doubt about it. Yeah, the one I'm looking at is the Blue Yeti microphone. It's actually a stand mic, and I was gonna get a pop filter for it, mostly so I can do both streaming and recording work. Questions? Go ahead. How do those Darkspawn get the jump on you? I don't know. That emissary outwitted us. Emissaries are more intelligent than the rest, but we grossly underestimated the intelligence of this emissary. As soon as we entered Ferelden, Tristan, Odette, and I sensed we were being followed by Darkspawn. Just outside the Red Cliff, we couldn't sense them anymore, so we thought we had lost them. Our mistake was that we let our guard down. They ambushed us and made our way further inland. How could that happen? We can sense them. I asked myself the same question. They must have been keeping a safe distance and then rushed us. We barely had time to unsheath our weapons. So Tristan and Odette were Grey Wardens too. Yes, the 3 of us have served together in Jader since I was recruited. We may have disagreed at times. We were quite close. I'm sorry for your loss. You need not be sorry. Their deaths were my failure, not yours. Okay. I have questions. Go ahead. Who is this warden you were sent to find? His name is Riordan. He's a senior Grey Warden from our outpost in Jader. He was a large part of the contingent of wardens sent from Orlais to help Ferelden forces battle the Darkspawn. They all got turned away at the border but him. How was he let through? Simple. He was native Ferelden. Makes sense. Logain thinks his only enemy is Orlais. Tell me about Logain. His reputation in Orlais is, well, infamous. But you Fereldans regard him as a hero, do you not? I mean, how did the hero of your country become your enemy? Let's see. He betrayed his king and country by retreating at Ostagar. Okay, let's see here. So there's another... Oh, here's Tristan. Take his shit. His stuff, their stuff, Tristan and Odette's stuff is gifts for Adela later on. And then here's somebody who we missed.
You, Lethaline.
Tamlin, is that you?
You don't know who that is, do you?
'Tis a ghoul. 'Tis no longer the one you knew, but a slave now.
Don't come near me. Stay away. Don't look at me. I am sick.
Tamlin, what happened to you?
The song in my head. It calls to me. He sings to me. I can't stop it. Don't want to hurt you, Lethaline. Please, stop me.
I have to try and heal you, Tamlin.
Too far. You cannot help me. I'm so sorry, Lethaline. Never wanted this.
Wait, I'm a Grey Warden. I may be able to stop the singing.
Yes. Stop the singing.
Join me then. Yay! Level 6 rogue.
Yes,
So I have Tamlin, Adela, and
indeed.
Alistair disapproves, but Liliana does approve. Okay. So spells and talents. Tamlin doesn't unlock shit, unfortunately. Looks like he's just stealth based. So yeah, he's an archer. And then Adela is all kinds of 2-weapons. Oh, she's got Dwarven resistance. That's nice. Yeah, she's a 2-weapon fighter. Or, excuse me, a 2-handed weapon fighter is what I meant. She doesn't have any other skills. Shit. Okay. So we will pick up more shit for them when we get back to town. Or back to camp, which I'm about to go to. Bam! Name of the game. Alright.
And so I shall.
So we can go ahead and go back to the world map. Well, in theory, there we go. Okay, so we're going to go back to our party camp. I can't believe you let that monster live. What were you thinking? That monster is my friend Tamlin. Tamlin's not your friend anymore. He's a ghoul, a twisted creature that didn't have the good fortune to die of the taint. You should have ended his miserable existence as he wished. There's no hope for him. We'll see. What will you do when he's driven mad by the call of the Archdemon? I'll do what I have to do. She actually approves of you saying that. So now that we've got the modded companions in over here, did I not get sleep until dawn? Not apparently yet. Oh, I did get sleep until dawn. Okay. But I have party storage stuff now, which is great because this means I can actually store gear here and not have to worry about selling most of it. Okay. Inventory. We're going to look at people's inventories. Sten, I've already got you. Della. Yes, I modded the shit out of this game, so I've got all kinds of stuff that I'm holding on to here. Could you not use? Oh shit, I can't use that. Okay. All right. That's why that's why it says modded to hell and back in the title there. All right, let's take a look. I'm going to take all of her gear off. And this is where I decide to be a naughty guy and enhance her gear. Let's see. Yeah, that's all I need. Both magic staffs. Excuse me. Mm. Oh, I don't have to do anything with that. That's already Dragon Bone. That's already Dragon Bone, Dragon Bone. Okay. Alright. Let's give her back her great sword. Illusion plate mail boots. Plate mail armor. I don't have a heavy helm for her, unfortunately. Well, I've got the Blood Dragon plate helmet, but I want to keep the Blood Dragon plate together. I'm actually going to give that one to... I'm going to give the Dragon Bone plate to another character. Probably give it to Oghren, but I'm not sure. I may give it to Sir Gilmore, but I don't know that for a fact. She has gifts. It's Tristan's journal.
Wonderful!
And Odette's brooch.
Wonderful!
I need to sell shit and put stuff in storage. Let's see. I don't have a belt to give her, unfortunately. The 2 rings I have don't really do much. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Tamlin. What are you? He's wearing Dalish outfit. He does not want that. Let's to use a bow. Brigand's bow. And arrows of filth. And let's see, he gets the Canary Thinking Cap. It's tier 3 leather for Dalish stuff. Actually, I'm going to do the same thing for his stuff here. Wolf Charm. There we go. Oh, excuse me. I'll wear the Dalish boots. There. So now he's got a full set of Dalish armor. So I can come back over here now. And all the armor I'm not currently using. So I'm going to sell that. Sell that. Keep that. Oh, hang on a second. We go through here. pick out some things. These I'm actually going to sell. All right. So now I can go back in here whenever I need and pick stuff up. Do the same thing here. Edge. That's gonna get sold. That's gonna get sold. Those are gonna get sold. Those are gonna go there. That'll get sold. Sold that. Chasing flat blade. Oathkeeper. Keep those because I can give those to somebody else later. Let's see. I think that's it for that. Actually going to use any ones. I'm going to go ahead and put there. Don't have Ogren or Win yet. That I need to give to Liliana. That I need to give to Morgan. That's Ogren. I don't have him yet. Alistair. Okay. Item disposal. Trash bin. We'll pick up more of these if we need to. Right now I'm just getting shit out of the inventory. Fluorspar, garnet, quartz, greenstone. Emerald ring we don't need. Don't need the clothing, don't need the chantry robe. Morgan's robes we're gonna keep. Keep those. I'm gonna keep those staves. Close. Alright. That cleaned out the inventory. Put those on the weapon rack. Alright. So now that we're back here, I can actually sit and talk to my party members.
I once heard a really old legend about how the Hound warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished.
No.
Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh.
Blah.
Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
I'd never feed you another human being.
It's not cannibalism if he's eating it, you know.
It's not cannibalism if he's eating it, you know? Alright. There's more. I know there's more dialogue.
Dog placed in my pack.
Waxtail! Waxtail!
A putrid, half-eaten hare is not something a woman wants to find in her unmentionables.
That one's, it can't be stinkier than what normally goes into them. That's great. It's the thought that counts. He means well.
Dirty mongrel can have this back. There. And tell him not to do it again.
It was a gift. You can't just throw it away like that.
I just did.
Aw, poor puppy.
I don't want it, you worthless fur bag.
I think you hurt his feelings.
Oh, he's just trying to be manipulative, I can tell. I do it too.
Okay. This is great. I love this.
You are a true warrior and worthy of respect.
Okay, Grinning Crow. Trying to find a way through the earth, are we? Heavy work. Dig, 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 dig. Alright, have fun then. Barking excitedly. Oh, pet him. Rah, puppy. Puppy, puppy, puppy.
What do you need?
Did you want to talk about
You
Duncan?
don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
I just thought you might need to talk.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the blight and everything. I'm sorry.
There's no need to apologize.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
Well, he had you.
I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
He saved your life by sending you to the tower.
Yes. I know. I think he came from High Ever, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. The Dalish don't practice cremation, do they? How do your people honor your dead?
We bury them and plant a tree over their remains.
That sounds quite beautiful. Life springing from death. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Maybe I'll go to High Ever with you when you go.
I'd like that. So would he, I think.
Alistair approves. I'm gonna talk to Liliana.
Yes?
I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
This
I
vision
knew
of
this
yours.
would come up sooner or later. I don't know how to explain, but I had a dream. In it, there was an impenetrable darkness. It was so dense, so real. And there was a noise, a terrible, ungodly noise. I stood on a peak and watched as the darkness consumed everything. And when the storm swallowed the last of the sun's light, I fell. And the darkness drew me in.
You dreamed of the Blight.
I suppose I did. That was what the darkness was, no? When I woke, I went to the Chantry's gardens, as I always do. But that day, the rose bush in the corner had flowered. Everyone knew that bush was dead. It was grey and twisted and gnarled, the ugliest thing you ever saw. But there it was, a single beautiful rose. It was as though the Maker stretched out his hand to say, even in the midst of this darkness, there is hope and beauty. Have faith.
And this made you want to help me.
In my dream, I fell. Or maybe I jumped. I'd do anything to stop the Blight. I know that we can do it. There are so many good things in the Maker's world. How can I sit by while the Blight devours everything?
The Chantry says that the Maker has left us.
He's still here. I hear him in the wind and the waves. I feel him in the sunlight that warms my skin. I know what the chantry says about the Maker, and what should I believe? What I feel in my heart, or what others tell me?
Believe what feels right to you, Liliana.
Thank you. It's nice to find someone who agrees. I know what I know, and no one will ever make that untrue.
And Liliana approves. And we didn't talk to Sten.
Why are we stopping?
I think we should talk for a moment.
There are darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
Are you alright? You were in that cage for weeks.
You are concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight.
You said you were in the army.
I am.
Why would Qunari send soldiers here?
The Antam are the eyes, hands, and mouth of the Qunari. We are how my people know the world.
Have you fought in a war?
I have always fought in war, elf.
Do you know your way around the battlefield then?
Some of them. They aren't all alike.
I've never seen Qunari before. Tell me of your people.
No.
No? Why not?
People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of, the elves are a lithe, pointy-eared people who excel at poverty.
Who excel at poverty. A little hostile, aren't
Many
we?
humans have said that to me. I do not understand it. If I were indeed hostile, you would be bleeding.
So this is you being calm and helpful.
Couldn't you tell?
You know what? Just follow orders and you'll do fine.
As you wish.
Sten approves. Sten apparently really likes it if you just straight up tell him exactly what you're thinking. Actually, we're going to... Well, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and talk to Morgan.
What do you wish of me?
That's Sten version of calm and helpful. I'd like to ask you
if
something.
you must.
How did you become a
I was
shape
not
changer?
born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
Your mother has been doing this for a long time, then.
Changing her form, certainly. Devouring lost children, I cannot say. She has not done it in my experience, though in truth my lifespan is but a fraction of her own. Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
Can you change into other human forms as well?
The form of an animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess.
Can anyone become a shape changer?
Anyone with sufficient will, but the act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a spell and thus requires a mage's talents. If you had a notion to learn such a skill for yourself, sadly, you must remain disappointed.
Aw, I am disappointed. Do you spend a lot of time as an animal?
There were nights when the wilds called to me, 'tis true. You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well. I have smelled it as a wolf, listened as a cat, prowled shadows that you never dreamed existed. But my life is as a human. I am under no illusions to the contrary.
What do other animals think of you when you're changed?
They do not shy away from me. To their senses, I believe I seem like any other of their species. As to what they think, I truly cannot say. Just as I am still human, no matter my form, they are still animals. Thus they cannot speak, even were I to ask.
Her perspective on being a shapeshifter is exactly how I envision the perspective of somebody who's actually a member of a changing breed in WoD. There have been Dalish keepers who use similar magic.
Oh? then I have no doubt your people do much to keep their talents well hidden from humans. I wonder if I was to ask one of your keepers of the origin of their magics, if there would be any relation to what I was taught.
We don't know much about about our origins, I'm afraid.
Ah, this makes sense according to what I know of the elves. Alas.
That's all I wanted to ask.
Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
That would just make you angry, I think.
No doubt it would. But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, actually. Nope, that's wrong. There we go. Alistair.
I could get used to this, you know.
Oh, excuse me. Apparently, I'm just really gassy today. Golden rope necklace.
I am grateful. 'Tis thoughtful indeed.
Liliana.
That's a wonderful thought. I don't know what to say.
Dog doesn't have any gifts. I don't think I have any gifts for Sten right now. And I don't have any gifts for Tamlin right now. Okay. Aha! I got minor cunning out of Liliana. Let's see. Bodan.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
So what's your story exactly?
I suppose since you told me about you being a Grey Warden, it's only fitting for me to be as open. I am originally from Orzammar, the famed dwarven city that lies beneath the stately Frostback Mountains. I was a merchant there too, merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose.
Lost glory.
Our kingdoms once spanned the length of Thados, from majestic Orzammar to Kal Sharok to glittering Darmalin far to the west. They say the gold and silver veins ran so thick through the stone of Darmalin that the entire city sparkled.
Wow.
The Darkspawn took it all, of course. One by one, the old tides fell, and then all that was left was Orzammar. But we were talking about how I ended up here, weren't we? One day, a noble woman came to my stall. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that.
Nobles are touchy like that. What happened then?
Well, I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for them. The lost tides. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold.
Better to do something with them than leave them to rot.
That's exactly how I see it. The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out.
That's fair.
I bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back.
It's a fascinating story. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you?
You didn't mention your son in your tale.
Ah, yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here. I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think, and he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. He may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again.
Blood isn't all that important.
That's how I've always felt. As long as he's happy, so am I. It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments. He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes. He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it, at least.
But where do these goods come from? Not the deep roads.
Look, we don't rob people, all right? Don't take things from people that need them. The things in the Lost Tides, what good did they do lying there?
Lyrium is blue. Basically, it's mana. It's
not all that different up here.
It
There are places
grows
long
in
abandoned by
veins.
the humans everywhere. Even more now with the Darkspawn coming.
Basically, lyrium grows in veins down in underground, and it's crystal, and you can mine it into and basically refine it into a dust. Typically, it's added to a potion that you can use to. That's basically like it refills your mana. It's basically a. Oh, hey, K Tony, how are you doing? Lyrium is basically is like a mana thing. The problem is if you overdose on it, which is very easy to do, it can basically do loopy things to your head because it does give you a bit of a high. To answer your question, Tony, what I think Sandal, honestly, I think the reason why he's so good with lyrium is I think he's I think he's one of the pure dwarves from Descent, but he didn't get basically fused into the lyrium armor from the Descent DLC. That's my theory. Because he can warp and use lyrium really easily, and he lost, found his way into the deep roads, and that's where Bodan found him. That's my thought. What do you mean?
People flee from the Blight with good reason, but they forget things. Things with value and meaning. They leave them behind because they're frightened and desperate. And sometimes, my boy and I, we find our way to these places before the Horde descends, and we save these things. I take them away so the Darkspawn don't get them. Is that so bad?
That's also possible. He could be from Kal Sharok, or he's from the Primeval Tig, which is also something that, like, it could be that the reason he's so good at lyrium is because he's also been exposed to red lyrium, so. I suppose it's better than having the Darkspawn take it all.
That's what I tell myself, too. Ah, these are dark times indeed. Dark times, my friend.
Let me see your wares,
I'm sure
Bowden.
you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Okay, let's see here. Shawl, Sylvan's Mercy. See, now we have more stuff in here because we left and came back. Oh yeah, like there's so much stuff that you can basically hang your hat on. As far as like different ideas and such. I need to give that to Liliana. He has all the runes ever. I'm gonna buy another necklace for Morrigan. Total physical technique. Total arcane technique. And I've got the gold, so I might as well just go ahead and buy all these runes. Cold Iron, Hail Rune, Journeyman Rune. Okay. Don't need any of that stuff. Don't have those Blood Dragon Plate Boots. I think I have all of that. Actually, there's one of the things because I'm a writer in my spare time, one of the things I've thought about doing is taking this canon playthrough of Dragon Age and actually writing it as a sort of basically writing it as a fan fiction. Let's see. Use. Next. Okay. Pick up cripple. See, I can do cripple, death strike, or infect. I think I'll pick up infect. There we go. Let's see. Basically, it's what I'd have to do is just record it and record my gameplay and sit down and write it based off that. I think it'd be pretty interesting. I think it'd be pretty fun.
I am grateful. 'Tis thoughtful indeed.
Well, you are my waifu. Secret circle. Alright, we're going to talk to Sandal.
Enchantment?
I want some enchanting.
Enchantment!
Okay. Don't have any armor runes yet. Let's see, Adela. I'm gonna put a Grandmaster Frost rune on there. What I've already got? I've already got a slow rune. We're gonna replace that one there. Alistair. Give him a slow rune. What has he got in there? He's already got lightning rune. Let's put a frost rune. And then Sten. Silverite rune. Let's do the expert. And there we go. Accept. Okay, now let's go talk to Adela and... Oh, if I have any mages, I can use Preceptor Rosalind to change them into Chantry monks. What is it, recruit? I have questions for you. Go ahead. How did Rioran go missing? Does it really matter? He's our concern. He's not our concern at the moment. Oh yeah, I hoard so much. Like any gifts that I get, like a character, like my character here. He hoards the Warden Oath, the ring that he gets from the Dalish. It's like stuff that you need to upgrade, but like I will hoard all of it. We're a tad outnumbered. One more wouldn't hurt. Telling you about him won't find him. No, but it might give us some clues as to where to look. I can see nothing I say will convince you. Just let it go. Empress Celine had her chevaliers standing ready to accompany us to Ostagar. She was only waiting for confirmation from King Kalen. Let's see. And I suppose this confirmation never came. Not to my knowledge. Weeks passed with no word from Ferelden. The Empress and the Warden Commander were concerned. So they sent a large contingent of Chevaliers and Wardens to find out what happened and to aid Ferelden forces battle the Darkspawn. But we were stopped at the border near Gerland's Pass. The new regent enacted a law denying Orlesians entrance into Ferelden. Riordan, having been born in Highever, was the only one let through. What did the rest of you do? Riordan ordered us to return to Jader. He said he would send word once he reached Denerim, but it has been several weeks since then. We parted ways, and we have not heard from him. Yeah, I'll do the same thing. I'll hoard armor, because I just like the way certain armors look. When we heard the news from Ostagar and assumed the worst, Tristan, Odette, and I were immediately dispatched to find Riordan and lend aid to whatever remained of Ferelden's forces. It's not like Riordan to just disappear. Something must have happened to him. Loghain denounced the Grey Wardens and put a bounty on our heads. He's very resourceful. If he's alive, he'll turn up eventually. If he's dead, looking for him only wastes valuable time. Defending Ferelden from the Horde is what's important now. Yay, Adela approves. Adela is one of the DLC companions, as is Tamlin. Tamlin, I'm glad you're alive. Why? I'm a monster, better off dead. We all thought you were. Duncan told us you were gone. Duncan? The human who saved me. Glad he did. Sorry, I couldn't. We're both alive, that's all that matters. And you're a Grey Warden now? You wanted to join these humans? Let's see. I had to. It was the only way to save my life. Basically, what you can do is, there's the same scene where you get Adela. You find Tamlin, who's in this ghouled shape, and his storyline, his story arc is slowly over time. You basically turn him into a warden, and he ends up fighting off the archdemon's control. Oh, sounds like a thunderstorm outside. But to show you something, because you say you're a hoarder, one of the things I have over here, this is my storage. It's basically something that allows me to keep stuff like armor that I'm not using, and DLC weapons that I'm not using, and stuff like that. I can keep them all in here until I need to. This is where, like, wine rack, this is where I keep gifts that I'm not using, stuff like that. So basically, I can get them out of my inventory. And I've already got a 125 inventory, so we're going to go ahead and put my remaining runes in here. Okay, so now that we've gotten... What I'm going to do now is... Let's see. So I'm going to need Liliana because she's my rogue. Take Alistair as tank. And... I'd like to take either Adela or Sten, but I do need magical support, so I'll take Morgan. And we're going to go to Highever. Can't travel at this time, okay? So we'll go to Soldier's Pass. What? What are you doing? Okay, accept. Soldier's Pass, there we go. We go to Soldier's Pass, we'll get the control rod so that we can pick up Shale. Nope. Random encounter. Oh, it's this dude. Ox, Old Tegrin.
You have coin, stranger? With Orzammar closed off, Old Tegrin can give you a discount. Fine weapon and arms, dwarven made.
Let's see this discount of yours. Buy the plans. Buy the Tome of Skill and Sundry. Go ahead and buy that. Endurance rune, diligence rune, painting of the rebel queen. Need those. Go ahead and buy these runes. Okay, there we go. Use. Next. And give myself more combat tactics. Even though I rarely ever use them. Okay. Continue on to Soldier's Pass. Deathroot. I really like the crafting system they had in Dragon Age 2, where it's a matter of gathering resources, but those resources are always there. Like, you don't use up the resource.
You'll have to forgive me if I seem a bit nervous. Not many people traveling in this part of the
It's
realm.
basically, instead of gathering resources, you gather a resource, like, source.
By a wisp and ran off into the woods. Now what do I do?
Are you asking me to find your mule?
Oh, no. I sent my elf to do that. I mean, I sent my helper, Taran. Nice fella, that, Taran. Allow me to introduce myself. Felix de Grosbois.
De Grosbois.
Merchant and entrepreneur at your service.
Half the people in this game introduce themselves as merchant and entrepreneur. My biggest thing with Dragon Age 2. Dragon Age 2 had some great concepts. It had some great ideas. And it took a lot of risks in that it sat down to tell a story that was not a traditional RPG story. It sat down to tell a story basically about a dude or a woman, depending on who you're playing it as. It told a story about Hawk and the shitty 10 years Hawk lived. Because, like, his whole time, he is just beset by one problem after another while he was living in Kirkwall. I'm Theron, pleased to meet you.
I don't normally take this route, but with the war, I was hoping for a bit of luck and good weather in the mountains. Sadly, I've had neither. Ugh, this trip has been one miserable disaster after another. I don't suppose you consider helping a fellow out?
What do you need?
Of all the other things that went wrong, the worst is this artifact I brought in Jada. It's a control rod, I'm told, for a golem. No point in me keeping it, however, as I'll never get to use it. But, maybe you could?
What does the control rod do?
The dwarf I brought it from said it activates and controls a golem. So long as you have it in your hand, the golem does what you say. Might be useful, no? I mean, you look like the sort who could use one, yes?
What's the catch?
The catch? Yeah, I suppose it is a catch, isn't it? The catch is that the golem didn't come with the rod. It's supposed to be down in a village down south, waiting to be activated. Even if I could get down there, which I can't, I understand the place has been overrun by darkspawn. That's not such an issue for adventurous types
Yeah,
like yourself,
that's actually
surely.
one of the things,
Or I'm hoping that's so, at
one of the
least.
complaints I've heard about Hawk is he's a character. He's basically already built. Unlike the Warden, unlike the Inquisitor, his character is already written and built and everything like that. You can kind of change some of the ways he approaches things, but Hawk really is already there. I think Inquisition did a good job of kind of dialing that back a bit to give you more customization on your Warden or on your Inquisitor, while still creating a half character. They kind of like met you halfway, whereas Hawk was pre-built. Hawk was created to be a character, and they had a specific character set in mind, but then gave like some fiddly bits that you could mess around with. And it's because the people who wrote Dragon Age 2, if I'm remembering correctly, they didn't actually want to write a game about... They didn't want to write a game. They sat down to write a fantasy novel, and were kind of incensed that they had to turn it into a game. How do I know this will even work?
The fellow I brought it from is a long-standing contact. He didn't want to come to Ferelden, however, with all our... troubles. He said he got it from the man who owned this golem. But to be honest, I have no idea if it will work. Hence the low price. What do you say?
How much do you want for it?
Nothing. I just don't want to have to lug around something that might be taken for a gemstone by some bandit. To be honest, I don't even know if it'll be useful to you. I paid too much to simply throw it away.
Yes, I think
Just
I
as
could
well.
use it.
As I mentioned before, you'll find the golem down south, in a town called Honleith. I'll mark it here on your map. Just hold up the rod and say Dulav Gar. That will wake the golem up, so I'm told. I hope it works.
If not, I'll be back.
Alright, well, oh, then I really hope it works. Best of luck to you then. Now, I guess it's up to me to find that mule myself.
Really? That would make sense, because they talk. Cassandra says that she and Liliana were specifically looking for Hawk to basically become the Inquisitor. Let's see. So I can go to Honleith. I can go to Highever. Let's see. I need. What's that? Ostagar, Kakari Wilds. Okay. Now we're gonna go to Honleith and go ahead and get Shale. Makes sense. That was the original. That was the original idea that they had for, or that the in-character idea that Cassandra had. It's the reason why she was looking for Hawk in the first place. So we got wolves behind us, and a bear scarn there. Gotcha. What I would have liked is, I really want, like I said, I was saying last night, is I just want a game that focuses on my warden again. And in theory, they could do it now with, they can work it into Dragon Age Keep and let you rebuild your character. Let's see here. Oh, get out of my way, dog. That's never a good sign. Oh my, what? Always gotta be Darkspawn. Did you see anything interesting? Continue. War Dog. Let's see. Endurance. Overwhelm. Let's give him Overwhelm. Be stunned, asshole. There we go.
I shall.
Basically, I consider Dragon Age 2 to be the point where a lot of what you've been seeing from the perspective of BioWare, that's where you can really start to see it's gone downhill. Because BioWare used to be really, really good, and then they got infected by they caught the EA, which, you know, to be perfectly honest, you know, EA is EA. And it is catching. What was that I heard someone say? EA isn't actually the worst company in the world. It just has really shitty customer service, and that makes people perceive it as the worst company in the world. Oh, Herlock Owl. Oh, he resisted. Oh, Liliana leveled.
Allow me. I could do that for you.
Actually level her. Dex. Cunning. Constitution. Let's give you better combat training. And as we want to do, we need to upgrade your device mastery. Oh, no. Hit the wrong button. Play. Broken chest. But yeah, I'm very much a fan of some of this early stuff. I consider, actually, in my opinion, a lot of people see it as really too late, but I honestly see one of the absolute zenith of BioWare being Mass Effect 2. That's when they were kind of at their best. Actually went back and played Mass Effect 1 again recently after having not played it for years. The actual, you have to actually upgrade the lockpicking skill. If I remember correctly, upgrading her lockpicking ability allows her to unlock more, basically higher lock chests. Though technically I don't need that because I can lock bash. Let's see, continue.
It looks like a golem, doesn't it? An actual golem, and not a statue at all. I wonder how it ended up here, of all places.
On closer inspection, you see the statue is embedded with numerous crystals. Some of them are cracked, maybe of dwarven make. Dulifgar. Nothing happens. Apparently either the rod is not working or the code word is incorrect. Yeah, so basically, in my opinion, in my humble and honest opinion, which we all know is right and everyone else is wrong, Mass Effect 2 was kind of the pinnacle of what BioWare could accomplish with what they had. It was published by EA and suffers from some of what EA has, like with all the DLC and everything, but it's really damn good. And somehow they were able to hold that off until they were able to hold off much of the EA terribleness and were able to make Mass Effect 3 actually good until you get to the last like half hour, in which case it just goes and the entire story spooges all over itself and then has to fall asleep in the wet patch. But it's just like that game, like the ending of that game just was terrible. That being said, the game up to that point was amazing. The Citadel DLC, if anybody is a fan of Mass Effect 3, or of Mass Effect in general, and has made it all the way through Mass Effect 3, if you don't buy any of the DLC for it, or you only buy one of the DLC for it, buy the Citadel DLC, because it's pretty much the swan song. It was BioWare BioWare Edmonton, I think, the original team saying goodbye to Mass Effect. Let me take a look at her skills here. Spells and talents. Liliana. Search. I think you may be right. This may be just adding a passive bonus. I've always just done this because it made sense to me. But what I'll do from here, I'll kind of ignore that and give that a try and see if I need any more. Because in theory, if it just goes off of cunning, then I shouldn't need to give her device mastery at all. So I'll give that a try on this one, Cade. I won't upgrade that skill anymore. Let's see what I can get. Apparently, I am just getting dogpiled over here. Where is everyone else? Are you serious? They're clipped into the door?
As you desire.
Come on. Help me.
Now this is more like it.
Alright then. I was wondering why nobody was coming in to help me.
As you desire. Of course. Delighted.
Vendor trash.
Allow me. I could do that for you.
And so I
Wilhelm
shall.
Special Brew. This is quite a large basement. Come on, there we go.
delighted.
Decades old letter. Let's see. Madam, I can assure you that the Circle of Magi is not a sacrilegious institution, and that, indeed, we operate under the supervision of the Chantry. It would make our investigation of your husband's death much easier if you would simply cooperate with us. I am disappointed to hear that you sold the Golem's activation rod. I understand both it and your husband were of invaluable aid to King Merrick during the war against Orlais. Without the rod, we cannot discern whether the Wilhelm's Golem was responsible for his murder. The Golem will simply have to remain where it is unless the villagers can find a means to destroy it. Our condolences to you and your son for your loss. I imagine it is of little consolation to you, but your husband will be was much admired here and will be missed. May her keep you, First Enchanter Arlen. Mark all is red. Yeah. I have, I realized that a while ago. There's also apparently really hard to get the actual Elven Armor boots.
As you desire.
Or, excuse me, the entire Ancient Elven Armor. You have to, like, do something very specific to get it. Large chipped nature crystal.
By the Maker, we're saved.
It's just not a BioWare game unless there's some bugs that make it to where I can't complete certain quests. No, I'm a Grey Warden.
A Grey Warden? Here?
Just like it's not a Bethesda game unless it's corrupting all my save files.
You weren't sent by someone. Why are you here? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm looking for whoever owned the statue outside.
The statue outside? Why would... I think I see. You bought the control rod, didn't you? You came here looking for Shale.
No, I didn't know about that. That's nice. Contacts bothering me. There we go.
That damnable golem brought us nothing but trouble. My mother sold the rod years ago after it killed my father, and good riddance.
Killed your father? What do you mean?
My father's name was Wilhelm, mage to the Isles of Redcliffe and a hero in the war against Orlais. And what did he get? One day, my mother found him outside the tower, with so many broken bones she could barely recognize him, and Shale standing over him, just like it is now. My father deserved better than that. But if you really want to wake Shale up, well, it's yours now.
Except the rod doesn't work, nothing happens.
My mother might have passed along the wrong command phrase when she sold the rod. She said she never wanted to see Shale active again. Look, I'll tell you the command phrase, but I'll need your help first. I know you already saved my life, and I'm grateful, but my daughter is inside the laboratory. She was afraid and ran too far in before I could stop her. I don't know how she made it past my father's defenses. One of the men tried to go after her. He was killed, but you could find her, couldn't you?
What killed the man who went after her?
There are defenses my father put down here to keep strangers out. I knew about the barrier. I had the key for that, but the rest of it, well, we never came down.
Nice.
Here, ever.
I'll see if I can help her.
I don't, it's true. I'm terrified that something's happened to her and she's lying in there, injured. I can't leave here until I know for certain. Surely you can understand that.
I'll see if I can find her.
You will? Thank the Maker! My father's laboratory is just past the next area, I think. She has to be there.
Alright. Time to go be hero. It's not like I have more important things to do, like saving Thetis. Deathroot. Elfroot. Elfroot.
As you desire.
And Froststock. Well, I remember her talking about how she remembers, if I'm remembering correctly, there's a conversation where you can have with her Oh shit! I am fucking surrounded. There we go. Well, it's not really spoilers. If you're spoiling that, it's okay. It's spoilers for the current game I'm playing. Journal of Chanterwind. 13 Plutonus. The interrogation of the demon is going well, and it's rather fascinating. Provided what it is saying is true, I have sent all my research so far to First Enchanter Arden, and while he is concerned about my safety, he does not think there is a reason to stop just yet. All I hope is that the Templars do not discover what I'm doing. How we ever find out another way to deal with demonic possession if the Chantry doesn't let us research it. 20 Elevista. Young Matthias nearly wandered down here again today, and this time I forgot to leave the barrier up. I believe I will key the defenses to ignore anyone of my blood. I would rather have the boy stumble into the laboratory than have him killed by my forgetfulness. Poor lad. All he wants to do is know why his father spends so much time beneath the tower. I will spend more time with him soon, I swear. Shale is acting strangely. I wonder if I should discontinue my experiments upon it. I am so near breakthrough, I am certain. Perhaps it's best if I focus on the demon. The demon almost managed to get away again. Tricky. I shall have to be more careful. Young Eamon sent a letter asking me to return to Redcliffe. I shall have to consider it soon. Could it be? What an intriguing discovery, especially considering that the demon was attempting to keep me from it at all costs. Or did it lead me from that information by seeming to deny it from me? I must discover the truth. I think it's time to dismiss this demon. It's too dangerous for me to continue holding it, and I cannot discount the possibility that it's having some influence over the golem. Or is it my experiments? I will try to deactivate Shale for the time being, and then deal with this demon once and for all. Let it end here. Yeah, I need to sit down and read those. I think that it would be very interesting just to read them. But like I said, I have a very large list to read list, of which Grinning Crow has actually added some things too. One of the stories I really want to sit and read, I've been wanting to read recently, is actually a story that Alfred Hitchcock turned into a film called Roxanne. I need to sit and read that.
What do you mean you've never climbed a tree? Don't cats like to be in trees?
Oh, there's this point.
Oh look, someone's come to play. You have come to play, haven't you? We're playing a guessing game. It's better with more people.
Mm-hmm. We? Who is we?
Kitty and me, of course. You don't see anyone else here, do you? Anyway, you should go if you're not going to play. Kitty finds you distracting.
The cat finds me distracting.
Kitty's clever. She says you want to take me back to my father, but I'm not going. She would be lonely.
I would not suggest leaving in such hostile company anyhow, Amalia.
Ah.
How they act.
The cat talks.
Of course, silly.
Talking is simple enough, once you know how.
Right. What are you really?
I am a cat, really. Nothing you say will convince Amalia to go with you. She loves only me now. I am her friend, while you are just a stranger.
What have you done to her?
I have done nothing. I am all but powerless. The mage made sure of that, didn't he? I cannot leave this chamber. No, Amalia found me. After decades of isolation, her company is welcome. It seems we are at an impasse, so let me propose a compromise of sorts. Release me, mortal, and let me have the girl. Let us return to her father and leave this place forever.
Let you have the girl. You mean possess her?
That's such a crude way of putting it. I do not wish to harm Amalia. I merely want to see your world through her eyes. Is that so wrong?
Yeah. I get that. I'll free you. Persuade, lie. I'll free you and you can have the
Thank
girl.
You are very gracious. The mage's wards hold me within this chamber, and only a mortal may approach them. There is a trick to disarming the wards, but I do not know it. Perhaps you will succeed where the girl failed.
Oh, now we get the puzzle.
This is so exciting. Kitty is going to be free.
Okay.
I've always wanted a cat, and Kitty is so perfect and pretty.
So that means they're staying there. Yep. Well, what I think it is it's keyed to his blood, so he can actually like do stuff like change the barrier. Okay, now is the part where you guys get to watch me utterly fail at doing a puzzle. Because me and puzzles don't mix.
Delighted.
I really do not like sliding block puzzles.
And so I shall.
Ah! Of course it lights me on fire.
Father doesn't like cats, but he never met Kitty.
Delighted. As you desire. All right. And so I shall.
Oh, shut up, dog.
Kitty says Grandpa Wilhelm locked her up in this room. Isn't that awful?
Delighted.
Well, it really depends on how you define locked up.
And so I shall. As you desire. And so I shall.
Nah, I'll do it. It's just, it's gonna take me some time.
All right. And so I shall. And so I shall. And
I
so
was
I
thinking
shall.
about the sun, silly.
Ah, crap. Fuck that up. Alright. Move that down there. Do not walk through fire. Fire will hurt.
Story.
As you desire. As you desire.
Oh, it's a flower. Is it a
And so
daffodil?
I shall.
I like daffodils.
Delighted. And so I shall.
Come home.
All right.
There we go. Hey, I leveled from that.
Yes. I can feel the magic fading. Oh, I had forgotten how it feels not to be caged.
Kitty? What's happening?
A wonderful thing, my dear, for both of us.
I said I'd free you. I didn't say I'd let you live.
Betrayal! You will not take the girl. She is mine!
Kitty! You're scaring me! I won't let you inside me! I won't!
And Desire Demon! Racy Desire Demon. Yeah, the one problem I have with that is it's just, there's so much, like, different variations, it'll sometimes take me a bit. Well, she died quickly. I thought that would take longer.
All right.
That's a really powerful helmet. Alright. So we're gonna pump another dot of strength, another dot of dex. And willpower gives me... grants more stamina, so we're gonna pump another dot of willpower. Let's see here. I need a lot higher dex so I can get those. Ice shards, which is a dot. Death strike, which is leech power. Let's see. I think I'm going to. What I really want is momentum. Momentum is a game changer. It literally makes the game so much easier. But in the interest of making sure of keeping up the theme, we're going to continue Frost and get Ice Shards. Okay, so inventory, I'm going to change out to Pawn Leaf, Enhancer. So that's going to make that a... Yep, that's now a Dragonbone Helm. And then I get... Let's see, what else did I get here? Okay, we'll be here. She gets really pissed off when you decide that you're going to betray the demon. It sucks, but hey, it's what you got to do. Actually going to replace Dalish Promise Ring with Harvest Festival Ring. But I will be going for a little bit, for at least another couple hours, Cade Tony, so feel free to come back when you're done. We got more shit to fight. Fight that lesser shade. My goal is to get done with Dragon Age Origins by the end of the weekend and to start into Dragon Age 2. So...
You did it! You freed her! Thank you so much!
I'm sorry I ran away, Daddy. I was so scared.
Later, Cade.
It's all right, Butterfly. You're safe now. All the bad creatures are gone. The phrase to activate Shale is Doolan Hard. If you still want that bloody thing. I wouldn't if I were you. Now we should go, and quickly. Thank you again. We owe you our lives.
Yay! Oh, Alistair and Morgan leveled. Okay, Alistair, you're gonna get some... I'm just gonna pump your dex here. So you get Shield Wall. Let's see. We can get Bravery. Let me give him Bravery. Gallimore, thank you for the follow. At least I hope I said that right. Is it Gallimore69? Okay, yeah, we're gonna give him that. Alright, and then she is going to take Willpower, Magic, Constitution. So you can turn her into a bear. I can turn her... I'm actually gonna keep doing Entropy, blah. Impetry. Okay, so the new term for entropy is now impetry. We can call that ebonisms. What are Morgan's tactics? Ranged. That's a good question. Dragon Age 2, I will probably go with Rogue because I really like 2-weapon. But there is a very real chance that I might say fuck it and go Mage because I'm trying to be a canon playthrough, and for me, Hawk is a Mage. It makes more sense for Mage. You know, she's a debilitator. If I'm ever not playing myself. Let's see, Liliana's range, defender. Okay, yeah. There we go. I apparently had not set up Morgan's behaviors right. Go back to Honleith. If I play a mage, that means I gotta take Varric everywhere I go. Not a bad plan, but... because he's the only guy who can unlock chests. Okay. Activate the golem. It makes more sense from a narrative aspect to be a mage.
I knew that the day would come when someone would find the control rod. And not even a mage this time. Probably stumbled across the rod by accident, I suppose. Typical.
Shale. Shale is one of my favorite characters in this entire game. Because she is so snarky. And how did you know I'm not a mage?
It thinks these crystals are simply for show, I see. Huh. I stood here in this spot and watched the wretched little villagers scurry around me for, oh, I have no idea how long. Many years.
Oh, you poor dear. That would be really, really boring.
And the villagers had no idea they were being watched. Creepy.
Then one wonders that you wouldn't be grateful to the one who allowed you to stretch your legs, Gollum.
Another mage, I see. Charming. I was just beginning to get used to the quiet, too. Tell me, are all the villagers dead?
Not all of them, no.
Some got away, then. How unfortunate.
You didn't care for them, I take it.
Familiarity breeds contempt, as they say, and after 30 years as a captive audience, I was as familiar with these villagers as one could possibly be. Not that I wish their fate on them, no. But it did make for a delightful change of pace.
Do you have a name?
Perhaps. I may have forgotten after all the years of being called Gollum. Gollum, fetch me that chair. Do be a good Gollum and squash that insipid bandit. And let's not forget, Gollum, pick me up. I tire of walking.
Ugh.
It does have the control rod, doesn't it? I am awake, so it must.
Is something wrong?
I see the control rod, yet I feel... Go on, order me to do something.
Alright. Walk over there.
And, nothing. I feel nothing. I feel no compulsion to carry out its command. I suppose this means the rod is... broken?
Shouldn't you be happy about that?
I suppose if I can't be commanded, this means I have free will, yes? It is simply, what should I do? I have no memories beyond watching this village for so long. I have no purpose. I find myself at a bit of a loss. What about it? It must have awoken me for some reason, no? What did it intend to do with me?
No, I hadn't given it much thought.
I see. Wonderful. I suppose I have two options, do I not? Go with it or go elsewhere? I do not even know what lies beyond this village.
You killed your former master.
Did I? I remember that I had a former master. The mage with the furry brows who poked and prodded and barked orders. Did I kill him? I hope I did kill him. Perhaps the last order he barked was, Gollum, stop crushing my head. Ah.
I notice you don't call him it.
Yes, I'm just funny that way.
What do you want to do?
I watched this village for so long, unable to move or act. My memories of anything before are vague at best. So I have no idea what I want to do. I'm glad to be mobile. Is that not enough?
No, you're welcome to come with me.
Are you certain you want to bring that thing with us? It could be dangerous and large.
Think of it as a portable battering ram.
Good point. Better it than me, anyhow.
I will follow it about then. For now. I am called Shale, by the way.
I'm Theron. Pleased to meet you.
This should be interesting.
Yay, I now have Shale. We're actually going to drop Liliana and bring Shale. Or not. Remove all. Shale. Alistair. Won't let me take the last slot. That's weird.
so high. Put the rope around my neck and hung me up so high. The last words I heard her say, won't be long now for you die. Poor boy, I've been all around this world. So hang me, oh hang me, I'll be dead and gone. Hang me, oh hang me, and I'll be dead and gone. I wouldn't mind the hanging, but the laying in the grave so long. Poor boy, I've been all around this world.
Alright, we're back now. Sorry about that, guys. Making sure everything comes back up on the screen. One second here. Sometimes, because of something I'm not sure of, I have to change the aspect ratio here in order to get everything to actually appear correctly. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna talk to Liliana.
I must say that traveling with you has opened my eyes to how wrong some are about the Dalish. You are not at all savage, and I've not seen you snatch away women and children without provocation.
My people are often misunderstood. We're used to
If
it.
my people were more open to interacting with yours, we could do away with such misperceptions.
Last time that happened, it didn't end well.
I know humans and elves do not share a happy history, but peace must be possible. I hear many city folk talk about how wonderful it must be to live simpler lives, close to the earth. They could learn from the Dalish.
You think us a quaint curiosity meant for study?
I'm sorry. I did not mean it like that. I wasn't trying to belittle your culture. I have met very few elves, and those that I have met were pledged to the service of Orlesian nobles.
Slaves.
They are serfs. There is no slavery in Orlais.
It's still a life I would never choose.
Elven servants are well compensated for their services. Some of them live richer lives than humans. A well-trained elven servant is highly valued in Orlais. They are nimble and dexterous, and many people find them pleasing to look at.
Like a prize-winning animal.
No, I did not mean it that way. Oh, my words were clumsily chosen. I did not mean to offend. I am sorry.
Apology accepted.
Thank you. You have given me a lot to think about.
Yeah, got her approval of +1. Meh.
What do you need?
Not as angry as I could be.
Ask away.
Tell me about the Grey Wardens.
Such as they are.
Where's the nearest Grey Warden from here?
That's a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where they might be found. And the nearest Orlesian city is weeks away. If we go north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches. Again, however, I just don't know where. I don't know anything about Grey Wardens in other lands.
Is there a headquarters somewhere?
Here in Ferelden, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's it. Loghain will have control over that and be watching it, no doubt. Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. That's the headquarters of all Grey Wardens in the Anderfells, 1,000 miles from here. But I've no idea how to even contact them. So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim, I suppose the answer is no. There's nowhere for us to go.
So what happens now that there's just two of us?
I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Ferelden will wonder what's happened. Why there's no contact from Duncan or someone. They'll send someone eventually. Though who knows what Loghain's people in Denerim will tell them. Maybe they won't send anyone. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Ferelden, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in time to stop the Blight. So that means whatever happens, it's up to us.
Well, we need to start rebuilding the Order.
I mean, eventually we would have to use the joining to make more Grey Wardens, right? But I don't know how to do the joining, or what's involved. I know it involves lyrium and some other magic, and that it's really difficult to prepare, but that's it. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be two of us for now. Until more come from elsewhere.
What would happen if we just left?
Just left? You mean just left Ferelden? I don't know. If there's an archdemon, however, we're supposed to be the only ones who can defeat it. And that means the Blight would grow unchecked. Eventually, other Grey Wardens in Orlais and other lands would hear about it, and they would come to fight it, but they wouldn't come in time to save Ferelden. There's no way. I'm not going anywhere.
I have no more questions.
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. What do you need?
I want to see
Ask
what else
away.
I can talk to him about. So how did you become a Grey Warden?
Same way you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you?
I mean before that.
Let's see. I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills.
You don't seem like the religious sort.
You're telling me I was banished to the kitchens to scour the pots more times than I can count. And that's a lot. I can count pretty high. And Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky.
Why did the Grand Cleric want to keep you?
I wondered that myself. It's not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens is all. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I wouldn't have.
I'm sorry.
No, it's... I'm sorry. I shouldn't be. It's fine. He died a hero. They all did. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking.
Yay, minor constitution buff for Alistair. Oh, puppy. Oh. Pet. I like dogs. And Shale.
I see it found some augmentation crystals. I was not even aware it knew about them. Well done. So, what does it think? They don't make me look any wider, do they? I find I'm already too wide as it is.
Oh no, they're quite slimming.
It must be the vertical pattern it put them in. Did it know to do that? It must have. I think it should find some more as soon as possible. I want to glitter from ear to ear, so to speak.
Shale approves. What's with the heavy sighs?
Oh, that. Merely reflecting on the hopeless nature of the task in front of it. The most likely outcome is that it and its companions will become a stain on some rock for the Darkspawn to tread upon. I shall be moved to a single tear by the tragedy.
Glad to know you care, at least.
It's true. One single tear, and then it's off to the north, I think. Or maybe west. I haven't decided. What's that? Did it hear flapping wings? There may be pigeons nearby. We should be alert.
Shale and her pigeon fascination. Let's go talk to Morgan and see what Morgan's
What do you wish of me?
I want to ask you something.
If you must.
Did you grow up in the Kakari
Why
Wilds?
do you ask me such questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I?
You can probe me anytime.
Beg pardon then while I jump for joy. What is it you asked if I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness.
And you remained unnoticed.
For the most part, Flemeth taught me well. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for.
Very daring. That sounds like you.
Equal parts daring and foolhardy, perhaps. Only once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be traveling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped and began shouting in his strange language, and most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested.
That was quick thinking.
Men are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, that she is weak, and two, that she finds him attractive. I played the weakling and battered my eyelashes at the captain of the guard. Child's play. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, 'tis not I. Not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting?
I have no idea. I'm not human.
Do not speak to me of trivialities. Your culture is not so entirely different. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes. How to eat at a table. How to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again.
Well, I'm glad it worked out this way, at least.
Yes? Let's ignore the entire Darkspawn threat in the presence of a simpleton as your only other Grey Warden ally. Not that I lack appreciation for the intent of your comment. Thank you. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes?
Yay, Morgan approves. She's got the minor magic buff now. Alright. Let's see. Let's talk to Sten, see what Sten has to say.
Yes.
What were you doing in that cage?
Sitting, as you observed.
Not what I meant.
It's what you asked.
Are you going to answer my question?
I did. Parshera. Was there anything else?
Let's go.
As you wish.
Fucking Sten. What is it, recruit? I have some more questions for you. If they were turning people away at the border, how did you get in? Ferelden doesn't have a large enough army to post guards along the entire border between our countries. The Regent would only be able to post guards on the roads into the country. The Imperial Highway is the shortest and safest route into Ferelden from Jader, but as we expected, it was heavily guarded by the Regent's men. Tristan, Odette, and I went through the Frostback Mountains, and then snuck past the border west of Redcliffe. I think I'm going to try and exhaust her questions. Tell me about Riordan. Ask him yourself. Wherever you wish to know would best come from the man who knows best. Let's see. Questions. You knew Duncan? Not precisely. I met him a few times, and it would be more accurate to say that I know about him. He and Riordan were friends, and Riordan would often tell me about the infamous Duncan. I understand he only recently recruited you into the Grey Wardens, yes? Correct. I don't suppose he lived long enough to tell you much about himself. Too bad. He was an interesting man with an interesting past. I'm sure Alistair would love to hear about it. And you don't? I do, but after I get some food and alcohol in me. We can go talk to Tamlin, who's going absolutely apeshit over here. I have some questions about what happened to you. Tamlin, how did you get like this? I don't know exactly. I got sick after touching Mirror. Then the mirror must have somehow spread the blight disease. Yes, ancient mirror, magic mirror, corrupted mirror. Oh, Tamlin leveled up minor dexterity. Blech. Apparently I cannot speak. Can't speak. Tongue-tied. Okay. So let's continue on here. I'll take Alistair, Shale, and Liliana. And we're gonna head for Highever Castle. Stupid.
Pigeon crap. Yes.
Okay, go to Highever. There we go. So this part is a modded section of the game that allows you to recruit more NPCs to your party, along with Adela and Tamlin. Also opens up new areas. But now we have to kill Arlhau's men, who have taken over Highever Castle. Oh, it's automatically saving. Okay. Pause. That's weird. Game's acting weird. Ow! Fuck. This guy has a lot of HP. There we go. Bit of a beefgate there.
And so I shall.
You must be this powerful in order to actually proceed beyond this quest. Okay. Oh. Doesn't found anything. Okay. Okay, so we're going to turn on dual striking here. Okay, so I can't go through there yet because that's the way down to the dungeon. Can't go through there because that door doesn't actually exist. Oh, crap. Fucking mage. I need to retreat a bit here. There we go. There we go. Okay. There we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's pushing it. Health got really low in that fight.
Now that could have gone so much better. Of course.
Let's see. Go. Let's see. Oh, looks like my very presence aggroed this guy. There we go. Because dots are your friend. Oh, there's a chest in here.
All right. I could do that for you.
Oh, we got more health poultices. Let's see here. Oh, there's nothing there. Okay. Anything in here? Yes, there is a chest in here. An unlocked chest. Now, being back here once we play through the human noble origin, which is actually a pretty good origin. I like that one too.
Of course.
There's just something about the Dalish elf that makes it feel like it works better in the narrative. Oh, attack him! Take his head. There you go. You squishy blood sounds. Oh. Apparently we've aggroed the rest of the map. There we go. We done? We out of combat? Maybe? There's no disengage command, apparently. Apparently we're not out of combat. Because we have the mage to kill. Okay, are we out of combat now? No. We're not out of combat yet.
Bad day,
There, okay. Come on, are we out of combat yet? Okay, now we're out of combat. Alright, now we can actually loot things. Chest in here.
Allow me. I could do that for you.
Ooh. Tome of Arcane Technique, Tome of Physical Technique. Nice. Okay. Shale just sitting here, boom, 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 behind us. Treasure piles.
And so I shall.
Allow me. I could do that for you.
Ornamental sword. Oh, Orlesian Pearl earrings. Map of the Deep Roads. I'm forgetting. I think that goes to someone else. I'm pretty sure these go to. I think these go to Adela. Then we have Ancient Elven Boots. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna let them come through here and kind of choke up a bit. It's a Rosie! What did you guys watch? Move out of the room. Back down here. Was it any good? He fucking resisted. Okay. Take that instead. And loses his head. Oh yeah, Tom Hiddleston is his name. Nice. What did we just aggro? I'm not big for big monster movies and stuff like that. I used to watch all the kaiju movies when I was a kid. Like all of the Godzilla films and everything. Now, when I was little, like, or when I say little, when I was in elementary school, like, actually, I loved watching Godzilla and Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla. One of my favorite Godzilla films, which is actually also one of the worst Godzilla films, is Godzilla versus the Sea Monster. Well, your tooth is still bothering you? I'm sorry, babe. Yes, because we can aggro them through walls. Bam, bam. Well, yeah, if I was wandering around with this loud combat music, everyone would hear me coming.
Delighted.
Let's see. Clank, clank, clank goes... Yeah, not just clank, clank, clank. It's doom, 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 because I've got a golem. Or I should say the golem's got me. Blarg. Alright, where are they coming from?
Of course.
Nice hit.
Come, let's shed some blood.
What broke? Oh, how nice. Have a dot. There we go. He is dead now.
Delighted.
What broke, sweetheart? So now we go north. Or north. We go up. Climb up the castle. Somewhere. I have not looted in here yet. Double Mabari Crunch. Oh, here we go. And so much for that guy. Actually, I just realized I need to do Shale's tactics. Aggressive. Make her a scrap. No. Defender? Archer. Defender. Okay. And ha!
Of course.
Guy is so screwed. Studded leather armor. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and save our game here.
Delighted.
Oop, fight. Apparently we've aggroed the entire floor, which is great. Oh, just hit your goddamn target. Ah! Fucking mage, chain lightning. Crap. Yeah, we're gonna wipe. Come on. Hit your damn. Crap, now I just lost Shale. Come on, fucking hit your goddamn target. And I lost dog. Okay, where'd the fucking giant spider come from? Oh, he's another mage. Okay. Even though she's dead, or even though he's dead, he leveled. Fucking hit your target! God damn! Ugh. No, I didn't want to talk to Shale. That's not the one I wanted. Inventory. Alistair. Use. There we go. I should have come through here with Wen because she's my heal bot, but oh well. I was figuring we could go ahead and make our way through here. I think that's really the toughest fight in this area because you can't accidentally just aggro the entirety of this floor. Come on. Weird frame rate loss. That's not good. Is it bad or just like a small cut? Now we have the boss of this floor.
So nice of you to join me, Warden. It's a pity the Jarl isn't here to watch me run you through. He would have enjoyed it immensely. Perhaps if I sent him your heart on a silver platter.
Will your head in a box be an acceptable substitute? I do hope so.
I doubt we'll ever know.
Well, we won't, but I will. That's quite the yell. Stamina to come back. He was just a little bit outclassed. Let's see. Noble's Belt, that's a gift. Dungeon key, Darkspawn Longsword, okay. Take all. And Liliana leveled up. Okay, what should I give her? Melee archer, because she needs that, like, badly. Anything else in here? No. Oh, I missed a guard. Those rooms. Nope, can't even get to those rooms. Okay, so let's move on here. We're gonna head down to the dungeon. Dum 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 dum. Okay, I think we've gotten. Let me take a look here. Yeah, we've been everywhere up here. So we go down to the dungeon areas.
As you desire.
Okay. It's a fight! We're in for a fight! Why did you pause again? And just turn that off. Okay. How do they resist that? Ah, come on. Ah, he resisted it. There we go. Fuck! Fuck me! Go help the goddamn archer. What do you do? My mouse is acting really fucking weird. Voltilis, thank you for following. Hope I'm pronouncing that one right. Welcome to the game. Let's see here. Evidence.
Allow me. I could do that for you.
Knight of High Ever and Signet Ring. So this is all for the companion that's actually down here. That's Voltius. No, Volitus. I'm gonna keep trying. Yeah, I don't actually see a lot of people do Dragon Age. One of my big things is I've been keep thinking I'm wanting to do Dragon Age, and I'm wanting to play this because I really do enjoy this series of games. And I was talking to Cade, who's up here, Cade Tony, and he's like hasn't seen a Dragon Age game really on here too much. So the plan is, hopefully we can get this done. We can get through Dragon Age Origins tonight, or this weekend at least, and move on to Dragon Age 2. Of which both of these, actually all three of these games, and once we're done with Dragon Age 2, move on to Origins. But the idea being that I was going over because we were geeking out about Dragon Age earlier, which is awesome. Because Dragon Age is just a really great game. Oh yeah. Well, and both this one and well, for this one, for Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Inquisition, I have modded them all to hell and back, because modding is just what I do. So here he is, Sir Gilmore. Thank you, sir, for the daring rescue. You should leave at once. The way out should be clear. If I may ask, who are you? I am Theron of the Grey Wardens. Grey Warden? Yes, I'm a Grey Warden. Before Kuzlin Castle was taken, a Grey Warden named Duncan spoke to Tyrion Kuzlin about recruiting me into the Grey Wardens. You knew Duncan? No, alas, we were never introduced because that evening Hal's men attacked. I did not see Duncan amongst those who were dead or captured, so I assumed he escaped. Did he? Yes, but he was killed at the Battle of Ostagar shortly after. I'm sorry to hear that. When I overheard the guards talking about the losses suffered by Grey Wardens at Ostagar, I had wondered. I don't mean to be impertinent, but I'd like to join you in your order. Do you think that's wise, considering your injuries? All I need is a hot meal and a good night's rest, and I'll be on the mend. Your skills would be useful. I accept your offer of service. Thank you. Let's go. We're not actually going to take you with us right now.
Indeed.
Yes.
Because I don't feel like... and Alistair approves because we decided to recruit Sir Gilmore. Okay, we have the rest of this quest down here. Not possible to pick. So, the companion we're getting is Sir Gilmore, but we're actually here to rescue Mother Malal. Ow! Fucker! There we go. I'm not gonna There we go.
Of course.
Finicky little thing.
Delighted.
Oh, now we got more. And stun. Can we not be stunned anymore? There we go. Well, I played this through like at least 10 or 12 times on my Xbox, and when I finally got to the point where I could actually get it to work on the desktop, which was like jumping through hoops, let me tell you. It's not as bad as Bethesda games. I mean, Bethesda games are held together by spit, baling wire, and whatever duct tape they can find, but... Gotcha. Hey, I leveled.
Of course. Delighted.
Oh, he resisted my ice shards. That's a lot of blood. That's actually one of the only races I haven't really played a great deal of, which is dwarves. Ouch. I'm sorry, Rose. Okay. So, if I remember this correctly... No, that one is not the first one you pull. I was actually... Oh, I need a level. I was actually very lucky. I got Origins. Oh, yeah. Dragon Age Origins is so much better on a computer. But no, I originally played my first several playthroughs. The original playthrough of Theron is on my Xbox. And my original playthrough of Dragon Age 2 is on my Xbox as well. And then after I started to shift over to PC gaming is when I started playing Inquisition on the PC. I'm gonna give you more willpower because you're running low on stamina. Let's see here. I prefer elves. I like elves a lot. I like playing Dalish. Mostly just because I just like elves. But oyster sauce? Ugh. I'll just give myself more combat tactics. Okay. Momentum. This is the power that I want. This is the game changer. The power. Now, I will say, dwarven females are, like, the cutest thing in the game. Like, literally, oh my god. I was kind of not upset, but I was just kind of frustrated that you couldn't really romance Harding in Inquisition. There we go. Jail cell's open. Now I can go talk to Mother Malal.
I am grateful the Maker brought you to us.
Mother Malal.
Please, child, call me Malal. Without your help...
It's like a UN meeting. I kind of go back and forth between elves and humans. I like playing the noble origin, but my canon playthrough of Dragon Age Origins is elf. It's Dalish elf specifically. The Kuzlins were betrayed and murdered by Arl Hope.
Unsettling.
Arl Howe. The other prisoners are escaped. Are you able to walk?
Of course, child.
Your sister is waiting for you in Guarin. I'll meet
Very
you
well.
there.
May the Maker watch over you.
And that's the thing. The Dwarven Noble is so just... it is like such a shitty situation. Like, I can't play that origin without needing to punch something, because... Which typically becomes me punching Balin in the throat later. It's just like, Actually, all of the origins just really, really suck. And it's like, wow, it really sucks to be in this position. I think the ones that are the worst, in my opinion, more glass? Like, is it all over the floor, or like... Is it way in the back of the fridge? Yeah, that's true. Everything sucks. Everything sucks and I am dying. Oh, I'm so fucking sorry, Rose. That really sucks. But honestly, that's also, if you look at it, that is also Hawk's motto in Dragon Age 2, which is everything fucking sucks because everyone keeps fucking dying. Honestly, what I would do is just sweep and mop everywhere. Okay. We're gonna go back to the party camp. Let's see here. It's still raining outside. Okay. Well, the biggest issue is the world itself isn't bad. It's the factions fighting, and it's just frustrating. The big thing with Dragon Age Inquisition is you aren't starting from a position, or you're not living in a position of everything fucking sucks. Once you get far enough through and you get into Inquisition, it's we're holding our own. In Dragon Age 2, every time Hawk tries to do something, everyone he loves either dies or has to go away. Oh, so you're just... Cade, you're just all humans. Okay. So... Before I actually get to that, I'm going to... Item answer. Container. Alright, so... I need to sell shit. Night if I ever... Night if I ever... Night if I ever... Night if I ever... There we go. Oh yeah, that one literally made me fall over. Are you talking about on BDO, Rose? Selling a shit ton of chicken? Oh, a whole bunch of sticky stuff on my desk. And then, so we're gonna go to Sir Gilmore here. Actually, skills, talents. Gilmore is a 2-weapon fighter, so. Yeah, that's a good call. Me, I'm more of a like my current playthrough on Dragon Age Inquisition, or the most recent one I completed, was my human male inquisitor, who was very much a I'm here because I really am, you know, a servant of. I am a servant of Andraste. Like, I am Andraste's chosen. Let's see, so... Knight of High Everhelm. Knight of High Ever Gloves. Knight of High Ever Boots. Knight of High Ever Armor. There we go. Oh, that's how my elf does. He's just like, I don't care about you and your stupid Andrastean gods. I am not here for you to help you. I am here to help my people. God damn it, come on. Alright, so weapon rack. We're actually gonna give him Oathkeeper. Or, hang on. Take that back. We're going to give him a Grey Warden Longsword. And probably as an offhand... 6.4... 6.4. We're going to give him Olaf's Prize Cheese Knife as his offhand. Hey, Dragon Cat, how are you doing? Arcane Blood Mage, Duelist, Assassin, Champion Templar, nice. Okay, Sir Gilmore for weapons. You're gonna get Grey Warden Longsword and Olaf's Prize Cheese Knife. Well, the thing with the possible future bit is seeing Liliana the way that she was. Like, seeing Liliana the way that she is all the way through Dragon Age Inquisition, I just kind of want my warden to show up and be like, you need a hug. Well, what were you planning on doing for the rest of the day? Alright, so you need... Yeah, I really need to sell shit. Hurrah! You get the belt and the signet ring. Hurrah! Signet ring. You need an amulet. Pearl of the Anointed. And we'll go ahead and give you the Dalish Promise Ring there. Oh yeah. I really love what if you talk to Morgan, it's like, Liliana gave me the letter, and I'm pretty sure that she gave me the letter that my beloved sent me, and I'm pretty sure she didn't look at it, which is a pity. It would make her cheeks blush so much. Okay, so we've got that. He's all equipped and ready to go. What other... Hang on, let me check here. Oh, I need to actually use that.
The
Come on. Tome of Technique. Next. Pick up Cripple there. Ugh. That sucks, Dragon Cat. I'm sorry. Warden versus Inquisitor? Warden. No, my Warden would kick anyone's ass. My Warden is pretty much doesn't have stats. My Warden is like... Okay, see, we have this thing with role-playing games and tabletop games that I used to do a lot, which is... the term is, it doesn't have stats, meaning that no matter what you do, it never fails a roll. So, in theory, your Dragon Age, if we're talking about my Warden doesn't have stats. My Warden never loses. Period. End of story. So I'm gonna go talk to Sir Gilmore here. I have some questions. Yes, he is omnipotent. What happened at the castle? I loathe to talk about this. You said I could ask you anything. I'm sorry, Sir Gilmore, for the distress these memories cause. Some smaller groups of Housemen were able to infiltrate the castle, and before anyone realized it was happening, they snuck into the guards' barracks and... Yes, literally, they just walk in and like, ah, that's Corypheus, I need to kill him. Done. And they go home. I believe I awoke to the screams of Mother Malal. I stepped outside my quarters to see what was going on. I saw more of Hal's men cutting down servants and guards. I gathered a group of soldiers to help barricade the door. I knew we wouldn't be able to hold them off for long, but it gave many people in the house a chance to escape. What you did was very brave. It was my duty to protect the Kuzlins. You went above the call of duty when you fought instead of fled. Nice. You coming into town just to use washbangers? Yeah. Remake your Kuzlin and your mage. You should. You should totally do it. And Rose, I will go help you shop for mods if you want a mod. Thank you, but in the end my efforts failed. You know how many escaped? No, most were killed or captured. After Hal's men finally broke down the front door, I was knocked unconscious and taken prisoner. I'm surprised Hal took many prisoners. I think he just wanted people to torture. I'm sorry, I can't continue right now. Perhaps you can ask me later? Of course. You do not hate me. You love me and you know it. Let's see. What you doing, doggy? Bounces around, barking excitedly. Bark, bark, bark. Pet. Oh, rolls around on his back. He's a puppy. He's a big puppy. Okay. Let's see. Let's go talk to Alistair.
Something on your mind? Of course.
I'm goo for dogs. I'm goo for anything that's fuzzy and cute. You said this Arl Eamon raised you?
Did I say that? I meant that dogs raised me. Giant slobbering dogs from the Anderfells. A whole pack of them, in fact.
Giant slobbering dogs from the Anderfells. A whole pack of them, in fact. That would explain the smell.
Well, it wasn't until I was 8 that I discovered you didn't have to lick yourself clean. Old habits die hard, you know.
Bunny! So does a horde of Darkspawn, I'm told.
Point taken. Let's see, how do I explain this? I'm a bastard. And before you make any smart comments, I mean the fatherless kind. My mother
I'm a
was
bastard!
serving girl in Redcliffe Castle who died when I was very young. Arl Eamon wasn't my father, but he took me in anyhow. He put a roof over
Yes, I have seen your fluffy bun of doom.
And he didn't have to be. I respect the man, and I don't blame him anymore for sending me off to the Chantry once I was old enough.
Yeah, Alistair is just so much fun. Why did he send you off to the Chantry?
Arl Eamon eventually married a young woman from Orlais, which caused all sorts of problems between him and the king because it was so soon after the war. But he loved her. Anyhow, then you, Arlessa, resented the rumors which pegged me as his bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed. The Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10. Just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me.
You were probably luckier than most orphans.
I suppose you're right. I wasn't raised as the Arl's son, though, if you're picturing that. I slept in hay, out in the stables, not on silk sheets. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it.
That's fair. Ogren does show up and is absolutely hilarious in Awakening. I love that.
Tore it off and threw it at the wall and it shattered. Stupid, stupid thing to do. The Arl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there.
Oh, that's nice.
Blamed him for everything. And eventually...
At least the dog got laid. You think? You were young.
And raised by dogs. Or I may as well have been, the way I acted. But maybe all young bastards act like that. I don't know. All I know is that the Arl is a good man. And
You do get a Mabari companion in Dragon Age 2, but it's a summon. It's not an actual companion.
Anyway, that's really all there is to the story.
I really like Ogren. I think he's a great character. He's just normally in my normal playthrough I do Orzammar last. Actually, no, I generally do the Brazilian Forest last, but I do Orzammar so late that I can't really get into his story. He does come into his own in Awakening, in my opinion, though. I think he gets so much better in Awakening.
Enchantment? Enchantment!
I remember the old BSN forums. I used to go there just basically for the only reason really I would go there was because of my because I would go there to look up builds for Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. Let's see. I'm gonna be selfish and put runes only in my armor. Let's see. She's already got rune. What is intensifying? Oh fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna be selfish. Give him the Novice Dome rune. The typical order I do things is Circle of Magi, Redcliffe. After Redcliffe, the Urn of Sacred Ashes. And then you finish up Redcliffe, pretty much. Frostback Mountains and Orzammar, and then Brazilian Forest. Usually save the Brazilian Forest for last, just because I really don't get into it otherwise. Yes, that is definitely true. Also, Wynn is the heal bot, so I like having her early. What is it, Recruit? I have questions for you. Tell me more about Duncan. Why are you asking me? Alistair knows him better than I do. Alistair hasn't known him that long either. And you're what? Looking for a second opinion? Yeah, actually I am. Yeah, that makes sense. Where's he really from? Though most thought he was Riviani, he inherited his mother's features. He was actually born in High Ever, so he was Ferelden. By birth only. His family left High Ever when he was before he was old enough to remember it. I believe he spent much of his childhood in Orlais. So where would he consider home? With the Grey Wardens, I imagine. There's a couple of interesting mods I have on here. Well, I say a couple. I've got a lot of mods on here. Well, specifically this companion she is a warden from Orlais, who she came with she's basically a friend of Riordan's. She came with 2 other wardens who died. This companion pack that I get these guys in comes with her, which is Adela, Tamlin, Sir Gilmore, if you play as a female mage, you can get Cullen, and let's see, you can get, oh, who the fuck? Oh, the dwarf from the Dwarven Commoner, or excuse me, the Dwarven Noble story. I forget his name. Yes, Tamlin's the one who got killed in the mirror. Got killed by the mirror. He comes back as a ghoul that you can slowly bring back. What is his name? The Dwarven Noble, the guy who's your attaché, who becomes the merchant in Denerim. You can get him. You get. It also opens up new areas like Gwarin, like going back to High Ever Castle. Gorm, that's it. Yeah, you can get him. You can get. Oh, and you get Jawin. You get Jawin as an actual party member. And I think that's it. But they also add some stuff. They add some more equipment. They add some more gear. They add some more areas. All that kind of stuff. And you can romance most of them. Yes, with this mod, you can have an all-dwarf party. You can have yourself as a dwarf. You can have Gorham. You can have Gorham. You can have Adela, and you can have what's her, and Ogren. You can have all four of you in the party. 10 out of 10. Reinstalling Origins. Nice. What happened to his family? His parents both died when he was young, and I don't think any other family. Duncan became another orphaned urchin living on the streets of Valroyo. And here's the other part of it is, like, you can romance these characters. Like, she's fully romanceable. Gorm is fully romanceable. Gilmore's fully romanceable. I don't know if Tamlin's romanceable or not. I don't think he is, but you can bring him back. You can, like, make him a Grey Warden and bring him back from being a ghoul. I think Jawin's romanceable, and I think Cullen's romanceable as well. Hey, man, hey, some people may be into that. That's all I'm saying. Some people may be into that. It's not so much that he gets unghouled as your influence on him. Basically, you become the equivalent. He's still a ghoul, but basically, if I'm remembering the playthrough, because it's been a while since I've played through his story arc, basically what you end up doing is you end up kind of breaking the control from the archdemon, and it flips around and he suddenly kind of latches onto you as his equivalent of an archdemon. And he follows you. He becomes your not slave, but he's basically your he's a companion, but he's like, he gets closer to you kind of thing. Duncan became just another orphan urchin living on the streets of Valroyo. What happened to him? I don't know. Either Duncan didn't talk too much about it, or Riordan never thought important enough to tell me. Thrall. Thrall is a good one, but Thrall indicates that he doesn't have a free will, because he does have a will of his own at that point. Did Duncan not get along with his parents? By all accounts, his parents were warm, loving people with an honest profession. I would assume Duncan loved them just as much as they loved him. Yeah, if the Warden ever becomes a bad guy, then that's it. It's game over. That's like, Thetis is just like, is fucked at that point. Is there anything else you want to know? Why did you want to join the Grey Wardens? He didn't. He actually refused the first time he was offered the chance. But he did eventually. Duncan really didn't have a choice. He was to be executed. Duncan's a criminal? I don't believe it. It's true. Duncan was a very talented street thief before he was a Grey Warden. Surely that's not a crime worthy of execution in Orlais. No, Duncan murdered a man. Duncan broke into his room in the inn, stole a valuable ring, and was caught. He refused to give it back. They fought, and the man was killed. Why didn't Duncan just return the ring? I don't know. He was probably starving just like all the other urchins. That ring would have fed him for a month. Well, yeah. Ponytail and earring, obviously shady. As it turns out, the man he murdered was a Grey Warden, and the ring was an engagement present for his fiancée, the Commander of the Grey. The Commander went to see Duncan that evening before he was to be executed. She asked him to join the Grey Wardens, but he refused. If he were to be executed, why would he refuse? Riordan told me that the man thanked Duncan for killing him. It stuck with Duncan. What kind of life must a man have had to thank the man who murdered him? Duncan didn't want to end up like that. Yes, all of this is actually canon, from what I understand, from the books. The commander came back the next morning and invoked the right of conscription on Duncan. Some say as punishment for her lover. Others say it's because she was impressed by his skill. She conscripted the man who killed her fiancé. Indeed, it was quite a scandal. The other Grey Wardens ostracized Duncan and thought the commander had gone completely mad. I'm sorry, Rose. I'm really sorry that you're in pain. Is there anything else you'd like to know? King Cailan seemed to revere Duncan. Not surprising, Cailan probably grew up listening to his father's stories of adventure with Duncan and the Grey Wardens. Duncan knew King Merrick. Yes, he and Merrick met when a group of Orlesian Wardens requested the king's help in navigating the Orton Tig. During the journey through the deep roads, Duncan and Merrick became friends. They saved each other from giant spiders, darkspawn demons, even a high dragon. Warden told me that it was Duncan's actions and character that convinced King Merrick to allow the Grey Wardens to return to Ferelden. Is there anything else you'd like to know? Is Duncan really what he seems? I don't know. What does he seem to be? Yes, I know. God, that pissed me off so much. I played through that, and I'm like, you know, if the hero of Ferelden was here, he'd kick all your asses. Like, I'm just saying. He would walk in and be like, what did I fucking tell you? He seems honorable, but he's done things that make you unsure. He killed Sir Jory. Sir Jory was one of the other recruits, I assume. Yes, he was scared. Duncan could have talked him down. And if he couldn't, what then? He just let Jory go so he can dissuade others from joining the Order? And Grey Wardens need recruits, and the world needs Grey Wardens to stop blights. Yeah, I know, right? It's like, you must come to the deep roads so that you can die. And he's like, no, not gonna. I'm not gonna do it. but you must. No, I don't. No, I don't. This wasn't the first time Duncan sacrificed an innocent for the greater good. If he hadn't perished, it would have. And if he hadn't perished, it wouldn't have been the last. We have all done it before. We kill innocents, we keep secrets, we make sacrifices so others don't have to. When darkspawn overrun a village, many of the villagers die, but the ones who survive may be infected already. You don't know who has been infected and who hasn't. All you know is the taint can't be allowed to spread. You have to wipe out the entire village. Men, women, children, even the animals. You do whatever it takes, whatever the cost, to stop the taint from spreading. It's our duty. Duncan understood that. I know it's hard to understand that now, but someday, recruit, you'll understand why Duncan had to do what he did. If you live through this blight, you may even have to do those things yourself. My problem with Duncan, like, my issue with Duncan is actually his voice actor. Because it's the same voice actor who's, like, played bad guys in so many other games that it's just like, I can't trust you. I cannot trust you at all. Nope, but here's Tamlin over here. I have some questions about what happened to you. Ask. Tell me what happened with the mirror. Don't you remember? No, the explosion knocked me unconscious. I touched a mirror. I awoke in the city, underground. It transported you, a mirror? Must have woken up where I wasn't before. What happened after that? I wandered in the darkness, sick, alone. Too long, until until the song, so quiet at first, beautiful and terrifying, it called to me, beckoned me. How did you find your way out? Dark thing, hideous thing, found me. What was it? A darkspawn? Something more. That's actually something, that was what we were talking about last night, Tony, is like wanting to see like the other wardens and get back into that. See, I would love to go back and like see what the first Blight was like.
Yes?
Oh yeah, Blackwall would have been awesome. So life in the wilds must have been very lonely.
At times, perhaps. A world full of people and buildings and things was all very foreign to me. If I wished companionship, I ran with the wolves and flew with the birds. If I spoke, 'twas...
If he never went through the joining! That sounds wonderful.
For a time, but one can only remain a child for so long. I recall the first time I crept beyond the edge of the wilds. I did so in animal form, remaining in the shadows and watching these strange townsfolk from afar. I happened upon a noblewoman by her carriage, adorned in sparkling garments, the likes of which I had never before seen. I was dazzled. This, to me, seemed what true wealth and beauty must be. I snuck up behind her and stole a hand mirror from the carriage. 'Twas encrusted in gold and
I know, right?
gemstones, and I hugged it to my chest with delight as I sped back to the wilds.
I can't imagine Flemeth was pleased.
She was not. Flemeth was furious with me.
Yeah,
I was a child, and
I
had
forgave
not
him
yet come
simply
into my
because it
full
was one of
power,
those, like,
and I had
look, I
wished
understand why you did
discovery
this, and I
for the
understand
sake of
everything.
a pretty bauble. To teach me a lesson, Flemeth took the mirror and smashed it upon the ground. I was heartbroken.
Like, if you're trying to be somebody new, I'll let you try to be somebody new. You should have told me, but I'll let you try to be somebody new. I have a hard time picturing you heartbroken.
That is because I learned my
Dude, he had the most luxurious
Beauty
beard.
and love are fleeting and have no meaning. Survival has meaning. Power has meaning. Without those lessons, I would not be here today, as difficult as they might have been.
But you don't need to live that way any longer.
Do I not? I am still an apostate mage, even if I have left the wilds. The Darkspawn are yet undefeated. No, there is much that remains. To return to your original question, perhaps my time in the wilds was indeed lonely, but such was how it had to be. I find myself at times wondering what might have become of the girl with the beautiful golden mirror, but such fantasies have no place amidst reality.
Got more Morgan approval. Personally, my favorite character from Inquisition is still Cassandra. Let's see. I don't need to go talk to Shale. I haven't talked to her yet this arc. Would have expected golems to be different.
Different? Different than what? Different than a statue? Different than a log? Should I talk in a monotone? Yes, Master, I exist to serve the Master. I shall kill for the Master and only for the Master. Perhaps it expected me to have a booming voice. Recite limericks. I can recite limericks, if it likes.
Yeah, well, my big thing about Cassandra, the reason why I liked Cassandra is her romance arc, because it's very much this, like, you kind of get this whole thing where she get this whole thing where you like realize she has a really soft heart and all of this, and that kind of gets me, and that's why I kind of romance her, because there's the whole scene where you romance her in the woods is just hilarious. It's cute and it's funny and it's just nice. I like it. I'm a hopeless romantic myself, so it's just kind of one of those like, aww. I can recite limericks if it likes. Are they dirty limericks?
Mostly they involve slaughtering pigeons in creative and invasive manners. I have never met another golem. I have no idea what one might be like, or why I wouldn't be like them. Why? Has it met other golems? Did they not sound as I do?
You just seem very animated.
I don't know what other golems might be like, but I am already superior by virtue of my free will. This is a good
No dwarven female romance. No, thank you. Well, there is Bianca. Bianca does show up. That's not your romance, but she was kind of cute. Yeah, and that you couldn't romance Harding, and I was just like, but she's so cute. She's like a button. I agree. Being a golem would be handy.
Imagine the benefits. No need to eat or sleep or perform other functions. Walk underwater, crush the heads of every opponent. The possibilities are limitless. Barring the occasional 30 years or so of paralysis, there's little to compare. Now stop talking so much. The wagging of its moist little tongue is distracting.
If your character romanced Oghren, then I think yes. I think Oghren would follow you to the ends of the earth. Honestly, the way I look at it, like from my canon playthrough, is after Awakening, Sarah was also funny as shit, but my headcanon, what happens to Oghren after Awakening, is that he kind of stays on in Amaranthine, and he actually, after this warden goes to try and cure basically disappears trying to find Morrigan, shows up again trying to fix the calling. Oghren actually becomes the warden commander in Amaranthine. And because he was recruited by Theron, he doesn't actually go through he doesn't fall into the same trap, because he's aware of stuff like the Architect and all that shit's going on. He doesn't fall into the Corypheus trap. Okay, so I think I've talked to everyone. We can actually move on with the story. Alright, so...
Yes.
Indeed.
Actually, we're not going to take...
Indeed.
And Sir Gilmore. We're going to go to Guarin. And Hated Sarah at the same time. I think she makes her character. Her comic value is golden. Yeah, that's true. Well, that's one of the things I kept saying to her in order to kind of keep her approval kind of up and everything, was just literally like, look, you're here so I don't have to take everything seriously. You're here because... Okay, I don't need to talk to you. You're here to basically keep me from doing that. From being, like, too serious about everything. Cole actually is a really interesting character. I like him a lot. Actually, I liked most of the companions in Inquisition. Okay, so this is another modded area. This is Guarin, the outskirts of Guarin, which is where you're supposed to go to complete the quest involving Mother Malal. But the interesting thing is you actually can come up here and there's merchants.
Grey Warden. I'm Catriel. How may I serve you?
And these are voiced! How do you know who I am?
I've seen many Grey Wardens in my travels across Thedas. I would recognize one anywhere. Is it your duty that brings you this way, Warden? Perhaps you are in need of a fine Dalish bow to help with the slaying of the Darkspawn.
Are you hitting on me? I think she's hitting on me. Let's see. The Rose's Thorn. That's a nice dagger. She's got all the nice stuff. Basically, this is a way you can get some early, like early armor and stuff like that for some of your characters. Yes! How did you know I'm a warden? Don't pay attention to the Grey Warden symbol on the front of my chest. Just don't look at that. I think she's romanceable if you're a human, or like noble, I think, but I don't know that for a fact. I need to sell shit. Okay. So she didn't really have anything I want, but I will go ahead. Oh, she is unromanceable. Okay. I thought for some reason that you could romance her if you wanted, like if you were in a very specific. I know you can flirt with her like a lot. Okay, we're going to trash some stuff here. Stuff I don't need. I don't do a lot of crafting in this game. That's because I'm not a huge fan of crafting. I'm one of those weird guys that doesn't go in for the whole crafting stuff. I will get rid of... I'm going to get rid of all this stuff here. Vendor trash. Yeah. It's a big thing in Dragon Age 2 and 3, but it's not so much a thing in Dragon Age Origins. They're keeping ancient element boots. Skill boots. Heavy plate. Studded leather. Actual round shield. Commoner clothing. I'm a heretic because I don't like crafting. Short bow, long bow. Keeping those. Keep those. Close. That gave me some gold. Ah, bitch. Well, my biggest thing is she's very unwilling to actually change. She doesn't realize that she needs to, that the circle needs to change, and that the whole idea behind the circle is wrong. Like, it's obviously failed. It needs to be redone.
I'm Severin, major merchant at your service.
The Severin?
No, I'm not that Severin. I think my mother just hated Ferelden's. Or me.
Do the Templars know you're here?
As a matter of fact, they do. I tried to set up shop on the hill next to the Chantry, but the Templars told me to peddle my wares elsewhere. Then they gave me that evil Templar glare, the one that says, "Get out of here now, or I'll meet you."
Or I'll smeet you. And they didn't take you into custody.
No, but I'm sure they would have liked to. To their dismay, my paperwork is in order. The Circle of Magi sent me to Ostegard. I've just been taking my sweet time getting back to Antiva.
Why?
I'd much rather smell wet dog than that dish.
Oh. Can I see your wares? So are you one of those people, Volatus, that thinks that all mages should be made into all mages should be made into Tranquil? I can get better robes for Morrigan here. Oh, nice. You have splint mail gloves. Okay. Buy some elemental grasps for her. Belt of the Magister Lords. Creation's Core. Blessing. That's expensive. I'm gonna buy that because I can. Magic is weird and shouldn't exist at all. Fair enough. I will not argue, but I get it. Oh, I know that is for the elven artifact there. That is for, that's a gift for Tamlin. Okay. Morgan, you get Elementalist Grasp. I'm going to be selfish. There we go. Okay. Making sure everybody's got their stuff. Okay. Fall into the sky! Well, that just reminds me of when you run into the guy in Dragon Age 2 where he does the whole, like, he's like he's a dwarf and he's skittery and jumpy, and he's like, I'm afraid I'm about to fall into the sky at any moment. And Varric's like, yeah. Bartram was like that for the first couple of months we were here.
Can I help you?
Are you the blacksmith?
I'm Gareth. I'm a warrior by trade, but I'm a fair blacksmith. The only one Goran has at the moment.
Your tattoo, it looks chastened.
I belong to a wilder tribe that was wiped out by the Darkspawn Horde. I went to Lothering looking for refuge, but was driven out after being wrongly accused of stealing. I made it here, and Lyra put me to work forging weapons and armor.
Can I see your weapons and armor?
Of course.
The Vishal. So you can buy, like, armor and weaponry, and that's actually one of the things I like about this. If you have the money, you can come here and get some pretty powerful items starting off. Okay, I will be here.
As you desire.
See, we've been going for about 3.5 hours now. I'm probably going to finish up in probably about 30 minutes. I'm going to take a break to eat something because I'm actually pretty hungry right now. Take about an hour or two to just take a break and relax a bit, and then come back on. So if I'm not on when people come back, then I will be on later tonight. Let's see, what time is it now? It's for me it's 6:10, so I'll probably be back around about 8 or 9. Sweet. Yeah, I'm nocturnal pretty much. Like, I don't sleep very much, and I generally sleep during the day. Well, aren't you just a bundle of sunshine?
Better? Now what do you want?
What do you do here?
I have the largest supply of runes in all of Ferelden, and I can also enchant your equipment.
Let me see some runes. Take me to the store, thank you. Let's see, I can literally just buy all of her runes. Yeah, I work for myself, so I don't actually sleep all that much. Let's see, I don't actually want to buy any of those right now. Ah, snap, crackle, pop. Okay. Actually, I think I'm gonna save because I can. I need to be reminded to save every once in a while. When it suits you, Cade. I work occasionally. Okay, let's see here. Lucius.
Good day to you, traveler. Welcome to Goron. My name is Lucius. I'm the local apothecary. I carry a wide variety of potions and salves. Would you like to take a look?
Yes, please show me your stock. He doesn't have anything to actually... All he has is potions and salve. Oh, he has these. I forgot. Oh, reagent pouch. That's a gift, but I forget for whom. Was it Tome of the Mortal Vessel? What does that do again? Oh yeah, that's attributes. That's fair. Skill and sundry, physical technique, arcane technique. I need to... I'm like almost out of money. Yeah, I get that. I worked at the same job for like 10 years, and so I have lots of issues with, like, if I'm trying to, like, if I'm trying to find another job right now, is people kind of look at that and they're like, oh, you're only good for, like, one thing. I'm Theron. Nice to meet you, dearie. Small collection of herbs for sale. I grow them here in my garden, so they're fresh. Would you like to take a peek? Yes, I'll have a look. I need to buy all of these recipes. Freshly picked fruit. I forget who that one is for. Do not have enough gold for all of these recipes. I am a recipe hoarder. No, that's all she does. Okay. Beer is much better than this Bronto piss. Ah, this ale is weak. Let's see, does this guy have anything?
What can I get you?
What do you have? But you, going back to something that I was talking about last night, Cade, I don't know if you're noticing, but how kind of I'm having issues now because it's taking longer to get out of conversations or to go to like the shop screen. That's memory leak. That's where it's like it's taking longer to do certain things.
Good afternoon. My name is Damien and I'm one of the local merchants. How may I help you?
What do you sell?
I used to be an assassin, but alas, those days are over. Now I use my skill to create bombs, traps, poisons, and weapon coatings for adventurers like yourself.
Let me see your wells. Your wares. Well, apparently I can't talk today. Traps, bombs. Does he have any? He doesn't have any recipes, unfortunately. Okay. I don't really use the traps and bombs all that much. I'll craft them, but I don't really use them. Alright. Let's Let's see, I think there's like a couple more places to visit in here. Big open area with nothing in it. And there's this guy.
I swear, I wasn't stealing anything. Hey, you're not with the guards.
Okay. Well, you know, if you decide you want to stream it, just let me know and I'll come by and watch. Sure I am.
I said I didn't steal anything.
I won't take you in if you give me everything you stole.
That's fair.
I knew you'd see it my way.
Here you go. I'll just be going now.
Come on. There we go. What did I actually get? Leather armor. I think the knitted scarf. Oh, that's... Okay, so one of the other characters you can get is also Saurus from the City Elf starting area. You can actually get him as well. So in theory, you could have also a whole elven party. Well, see your character, Tamlin. No, because you don't actually get another elf. Never mind. So this is weird. You don't, unless you specifically go for an elven character, you don't really meet that many elves in Origins. Ooh. Ah, that sucks. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, our internet the internet in my place is not really built for streaming. Like, I do my best the way I can. I've got this actually turned down somewhat so I don't take up too much of our bandwidth. Okay, so the last place to go here is up to the Chantry. But I highly recommend, actually, if anybody really wants help, you can get onto my Discord, which the link should be down below, and I can help you. I can help you I can help you find any mods that you'd like to use for Dragon Age and help you install them. So here we go.
Words cannot express how grateful I am that you found my sister.
You're welcome.
Here, I want you to have this amulet. It will protect you.
Thank you.
Good luck, Warden.
Farewell. Let's see. Sir Gilmore approves. I think the amulet is a gift, maybe? No, it's just an amulet of protection. Okay. Alright. So yeah, there's a chest over here. We're actually going to save before we open that chest to make sure, because I don't have a rogue with me to pick it. So, I'm gonna have to bash it. Good, okay. I didn't want to lose the stuff that was in there. Oh shit, I did lose something. Okay, so we're gonna load. Load game. Yeah, well, and that's just it. It's a mixed bag. Personally, like, some, like, the what is her name? Catriol from earlier. Yeah, there we go. Now I got it. Okay. Catriol from earlier, I thought that she actually was pretty good. I thought it said I just leveled. I guess I fucked up. Okay. I believe you come back here later on just for some more companion quests, but I'm not sure. Like, you can talk to him for stuff.
Can I help you?
Nothing, I'm sorry I bothered you. And they were still working on this, like, thank you for reminding me, Rose. Safe. Okay. So now we can get out of here. I have to walk all the way back across the map. How much experience do I need? So I'm at 540 out of 6,000 to level 10. Let's see, from here I can just do that. Now I don't have to touch the computer. Yay, Artisan 3 cooking! Okay, so we're gonna go back to party camp. Actually, I wonder something here real quick. No, I don't know why I said I wonder, but... Silver Sword of Justice. I can actually give that to Adela. Oh, I can't. It requires a Templar. Okay. So I have to level her to the point where she can be a Templar. Because right now she's a champion. Go to my inventory. So I have these. I might as well use these. Use. Let's up strength to 20. Actually, no, we'll save that and use that on somebody else. So I can get bravery. Still can't get dual weapon expert. I need to get these two, dual weapon expert and dual weapon mastery. So I need to start pumping dex. We are going to pump you up. Let's see, outbreak. Don't really want that. Death strike. Not really interested in that. I think I'm just gonna get bravery because it grants physical resistance, bonuses to damage, and mental resistance. Okay. Three new saves. Don't want to make each gameplay longer than necessary. Yeah. I can get that. And that crafting material shit from DAI is just like, ugh. Think. I'm going to save again. We're going to just start storing some stuff here. That I'm going to sell. That's going to get stored. That's going to get sold. Store that. Store that. Let's see. And then dagger is going to get sold. That's going to get stored. Okay. Okay, so for armor, that needs to go into storage. 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 I'm actually going to store the Grey Warden stuff too. Morgan's Road didn't go into storage. Those are getting sold. Let's see here. That needs to get sold. It's actually putting all this shit away. The save room. That is Sten, okay. Ale. Lambone. Okay. Item disposal. Dagger, Darmizon, split mag gloves, rough leather armor, ring, freeze bomb, fire bomb, because I don't need those. Don't need the venom, or don't need traps. Don't need all of this crafting material. We'll just sell the rest of those too. It's all vendor trash anyway. Bam, there we go. Okay. Alright. So let's see, we've been going for 3:57 at this point. I think I'm going to go ahead and pause there for the evening. I'll go ahead and save again just to be safe. Let's see. Or not. Ooh, weird. Oh, that's why. I accidentally hit the tilde and opened up the console. Save game. Okay. Save. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pause there. take a break. It is currently 6:30. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat something and kind of chill out for a bit, and should be back in about an hour and a half to 2 hours. So 8 o'clock to 8:30. Thank you guys very much for joining me. It has been a lot of fun, and I will be back. Like I said, my plan is to finish this off by the end of the weekend and move on to Dragon Age 2 pretty quickly after that. And when I say finish off, I don't just mean just the main quest, because I also want to do Awakening, I want to do Golems of Angarok, and I want to do Witch Hunt at the least. But we'll get those done, and then we will move on. Okay, thank you guys very much for joining me. I hope to see you guys in a few hours.